Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Salutations, much love and respect to you brothers out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. I'm just going to wait a couple of seconds, see if a brother hops in, or a few brothers hop in. You know, we're going to get right into the lesson, which is dealing with the fact that the Lord is preserving the men of the Lord from women at this particular time, you know, and it's all spiritual. You know, it's all a spiritual thing. Okay. Okay, there we go. We got a couple brothers there. So, shalom. All right, this lesson is dealing with the fact that the Lord is preserving the men of the Lord from women at this particular time. All right, and that doesn't mean that you won't get a wife or whatever the case may be. You won't have a couple, you know, a particular woman that might be that you might be dealing with at the time. That's not what it means. But in general, there's a spiritual block between the men of the Lord and the women of this world. And I was just meditating on this a couple days ago. This kind of just crossed my mind because, you know, there's certain individuals that I know in the world, and, you know, they really don't have too much problems with women. And these certain individuals that I know, it's like they're like kind of like they're not corny, they're not suave, they're not even Pookies and Ray Rays. You see what I'm saying? It's a wide variety of these kind of guys that have no problem getting women, you know, dealing with women. You know what I'm saying? And then I look at how I might be speaking to a woman and how because I always had, since I was young, I always had game. You know, I was never a pretty boy, but I always had game. You see what I'm saying? And I see how I would be talking to these women and boom, boom, bam. And there's always like a spiritual block. Like they want to get with you, but then it's like, then something happens. It's a spiritual thing. And I've seen it happen many, many times. So I want to tell you brothers that the Lord has something prepared for us. He has something very, very special prepared for us. I'm talking about even before the kingdom. Even before the kingdom, the Lord has something prepared, man. Certain women are prepared for the men of the Lord, man. Okay. Now I want to read a few scriptures. I'm going to start with 1 Corinthians 11 in verse 31. It says, "For if we would judge ourselves, we would not be judged. But when we are judged, we are chastened of the Lord." Right? And chastened means to be disciplined. Okay, the disciples, the word disciple means discipline. So we're learning discipline. One of the main things that Jake has to learn to discipline is his rod. Okay, is his member. That's the main thing Jake men have to learn how to be disciplined with. Because when it comes to women, Jake lives their life to get women. Their whole life is about going out and getting women. The serving Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is not even in their mind. Right? Shalom, Aqua, shalom. All right? Serving Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is not even in their mind. So the Lord has to purge this out of us. Okay? This has to be purged. And I can see the difference from when I came in to now. There's a huge difference, man. I'm not even concerned about that. But as a man, of course, you have that urge. Those urges come up, man. Unless the Lord put the spirit of a eunuch on you, man. Which that's a very rare case. But understand there's a method to the so-called madness. All right? So it says, "We are chastened of the Lord that we should not be condemned with the world." See, this is a disciplinary thing that we're going through right now. Of controlling ourselves, of abstaining from certain things of the world. Because we're not of the world. So we can't participate in the world when we used to be in the world. Like when I used to be in the world, there was no problem getting women. You know, like I told you, I had game. I know how to speak. I knew how to get, you know what I mean? Certain men would get jealous. I'm talking about good looking men. Men that's like, yo, you should have no problems. You see, but that's when I'm in the world. That's when I was in the world. Now that I'm in this truth, like I said, there was a spiritual block. Okay? And I remember there's this one particular woman, when I first started watching the Apostles and Elders. This was many years ago in my time. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe 10 years ago, maybe like 9 years ago. This is like when I was first starting to watch the Apostles and getting into the truth, you know, doing the high holy days and whatever. I wasn't teaching though. I wasn't teaching at that time, okay? Right? We count being in the truth from the time you start teaching, but I was you know, worshiping Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And this one particular woman, I was telling her about the truth and this and that. Because, you know, when you first come in, you want to tell everyone, you know. So I was telling her, listen, we're Israelites and this and that, this and that. And she was just agreeing with everything I was saying. Saying all the right things. All the right things. Okay? You know what I'm saying? So when I started dealing with this particular woman, you know, she, you know, she was doing all the right things again, right? But the Lord put a particular spirit on me to get angry. I don't know why. I just got mad. I just got into a particular spirit out of nowhere, completely out of character, man. Right? Basically cursed her out. All right? I mean, I don't know where that spirit came from, bro. That came from the Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. I'm telling you. It was just like a split thing. And what happened was the demon came out of her. And then she started truly becoming a demon. Long story short. All right? And then what I did was I dipped. I left. Right? Right? So ultimately, you know, it was a case of, and then the next morning, I was like, damn, what did I do? It's like a spirit came over me. I don't even know what I did, man. But it was the Lord preserving me from that woman. See, that woman, she got a thing with her baby father and big drama, and he's still chasing her because her hands are, their minds, the scriptures say their minds, their heart is as snares and nets. So they're set up to trap you up. So they'll say all the right things. They know how to say the right things to trap you up. But once they have you in their grip, that's it. That's when Satan got you. But the men of the Lord are preserved from that. Let's get Ecclesiastes 7. Let's get Ecclesiastes, the 7th chapter. This is Ecclesiastes 7 and verse 26. Matter of fact, I'll start at verse 25. Okay, this is King Solomon speaking. He said, I applied mine heart to know and to search and to seek out wisdom and the reason of things, and to know the wickedness of folly, even of foolishness and madness. And I find more bitter than death the woman. This is the Bible speaking. Okay? This is part of their nature. Okay, on this side. When this is going to be cleansed, is going to be in the kingdom of heaven. They're going to be in their right state of mind. But for right now, hey, there's a bitterness that comes with them. A sneer, you know, for the most part. For the mass majority of them. When I say mass majority, I'm talking about 99.999. Okay? It says, Shalom Akia, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai B'Ashem Kakadash Brakatah. Okay? It says, and I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands. Whoso please the Most High shall escape from her. And this is what I've seen happen multiple times. And that's not the only time where those type of things happen to me. It was multiple times those things happened to me. Okay? Where you thought, man, they're coming like the perfect woman and this and that. And, yo, they're saying all the right things. And certain things will happen that you know, where those things don't come to fruition. And I understood that was of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. See, back then, I didn't really understand. I thought I was just tripping or something happened or, or they were tripping. But at the end of the day, it was Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai preserving me and allowing me to escape from those grips. Remember that the woman spirit to the man spiritually is second strongest to the truth. Remember the Proverbs, man. In the Ecclesiasticus, man. First Ezra, not Ecclesiasticus. First Ezra. Okay? That's the second strongest thing to the truth for a man. So this thing you have to get down packed. You have to get in the right mind state, man. When it comes to that, man. Brother posted up a scripture. The water, brother. The water's a bach. It says, Ecclesiasticus 26 and 23, it says, wicked women is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord. Right. And ultimately there's levels to wickedness, right? Because even back then, scriptures speak about how King Solomon counted one by one. He couldn't find a righteous woman, even out of 1,000 that he had. So you have to put this into perspective. It doesn't mean you're going to have Judith or you're going to have, you know what I'm saying? Or Hannah. It doesn't mean you're going to have those women, but there's levels to the wickedness of women. Okay. Like there's certain women in the world where you don't want to deal with. You don't want to deal with. You don't want to talk to. You don't want to put your rod in that. No, it's going to end up bad. Right. But then there's certain women that you're able to deal with. Although they have their wickedness, they have their ways. You could deal with them. They're trying. You see, the most thing we could ask from women nowadays is a woman that's trying. A woman that's trying, to me, yo, she got some value to her, man. If she's truly, sincerely trying, man, to fight those demons. Because I understand we're in the flesh and they're the weaker vessel. And you have to understand that as well. Okay? But you see these Jakes in the world, these wicked 2/3, these Pookies and Ray Ray, they got the biggest demons there is, man. Okay? They got the type of women that'll go slurp off one man and come and kiss them in the mouth, man. And then make a video about it. That's the type of woman they got. You don't want, the Wadi Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai for not giving us those women. You see what I'm saying? Hey, Shalom Mahaya, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Bashim Kakadash Brakata. All right? Right? So, let me read this. Let me read this again. It says, verse 26, Ecclesiastes 7-26, and I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands, whoso pleaseth the Most High. And this is the key. You have to please the Most High, right? Shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. So it's a good sign when you're not able to get women like that. Because what is the woman to the man? The woman to the man is the man's glory. We're not in the time of glory. Okay? If we were in the time of glory, we'd have all kind of women. We're not in the time of glory. But guess what? Before the kingdom comes, man, there's going to be a period of time where the men of the Lord are going to have some form of glory. That's why the scripture says, then they shall know whom are my chosen, man. How are they going to know that? There's going to be some form of glory. There's going to be some light shed upon who we are in the spirit. Right? And this is why Isaiah 4:1 is written. Let me get Isaiah 4:1. You know, it's a lot of brothers' favorite scripture, you know, but these things are coming, man. You know, it was just in my spirit to do a lesson on this. You know, I don't usually do lessons on this, but this is something that was in my spirit, and these things have to come out. This is Isaiah 4:1. It says, and in that day, in what day? In the day when all hell breaks loose, in the day that the cities are basically abandoned, few men left. You see what I'm saying? That's the day that it's speaking about, man. It's not speaking about the kingdom now. Although in the kingdom we are going to have multiple women. But this is speaking about before the kingdom, man. They're going to need a covering. Let's read this. Let me read this again, excuse me. It says, and in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Right? So they're not even going to look for you to provide. They just want to be around you to take as a covering, you know, and as protection. Okay? When you read Isaiah, the 32nd chapter, all right? Shalom to the brother Yochanan. All right? Shalom, brother. Okay? You're going to see. Okay? You go see. All right, this is Zephaniah 3:19 from GMS Endure the Fire. It says, behold, excuse me, Salakia. It says, behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that halteth, and gather her that is driven out. And I will get them praise and fame in every land where they were put to shame. Right? Now, that goes into glory. Like I said, we're not in our glory. And the women is the glory of the man. And this is why the men of the Lord are being blocked from women right now in a very spiritual way. It's very spiritual, man. All right? Because I've seen where there's dudes that's like, yo, bro, you know what I mean? How the hell, right? The dude don't have no sweat. He don't even have money. He don't have no talk. He don't have nothing, right? But he got these women chasing him. You see what I'm saying? Or he got, or he doesn't have a problem with women. But then you see brothers, even brothers in the truth, even looking outside of myself, brothers in the truth, good looking brothers. And all the brothers is masculine, right? Brothers is, you know what I mean? So it's like, boom, you see that. You see this. It's like, yo, how come this brother don't have all kind of women? A good looking Jake, I don't see, But it's not, listen, it's a spiritual block that's on you, brothers. This is what you have to understand. There's a spiritual block. There's a preservation that the Lord has upon the men of the Lord right now from these women. Okay? But there's a time coming in the near future. I just read Isaiah 4:1. There's a time coming in the near future where those floodgates are going to open. And the elder Apostle Gabar speaks about this. When these floodgates are getting ready to open, man, and you're going to have to beat them off with a stick. And there's certain women that are preserved for the men of the Lord. Understand that. Okay? So if you got a woman and she ain't acting right, don't be always having a mindset. You not saying you leave, because, that's like a last resort, because the scriptures say, we're not even really supposed to be putting away our woman. But you got to be in the mindset, if needs be, you will leave. Don't be in that thing like, oh no, I can't leave her. And then don't be in that rut. Okay, you better be in the rut, the mindset that you are the prize. Okay, let's get Isaiah 32. This is Isaiah 32. Isaiah 32 and verse 2. It says, and a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, which represents the hell, right? The destruction, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. Listen, when there's a tempest, there's a storm coming in, your hat is flying all over the place, you could barely walk. What do people try to do? They try to run to get shelter. They try to run to get shelter. And that's what we're going to be to them. Right? Isaiah 33 and 6. That's what we're going to be to them. That shelter. Right? But is every woman going to be worthy of that shelter in that time? Absolutely not. Okay, this is Isaiah 33 and 6. It said, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. Okay, so we're going to be stable in that time. We're going to be as a rock, right? The Lord said him that hear my words and do them, right? I would liken him unto a man that buildeth his house upon a rock. And when the winds came, the storms came, right? Like the tempests and the storms that it was speaking about in Isaiah 32. It didn't move. It didn't move. And that's what we're going to be. We're going to be unmovable in that day. That's when we shine. That is our arena, brothers. Our arena is when all hell breaks loose. Okay? When all hell breaks loose, that's when we're in. When we, listen, I asked somebody this the other day, right? One of my family members was asking me about the truth. I asked him this the other day. I said, listen, man, when all these things, I was breaking down some things to him. I said, listen, when all these things fall, and all these millionaires and these celebrities, they got to be in the rationing lines, right? Right? Drake and all these different celebrities, they got to be in the lines to get food, which right? Because the money failed and all these different things. Who do you think has the advantage in that day? The men of the Lord. That's who has the advantage. The men of the Lord. Why? Because Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is going to help us, man. There's going to be provisions made for the men of the Lord. All right? All right, let me read this from the brother Yakanan. All right, it says Isaiah 13:12. It says, "I will make a man more precious than fine gold." Listen, if you find a bar of gold in the street, are you not going to pick that up, man, and be ecstatic? That's what we're going to be. Okay? Even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. You see that? And the brother, well, that's the spirit. The brothers put the same scripture. That's the spirit. You know, because that's what's getting ready to happen, brothers. But in this walk, right now, like I read first in 1 Corinthians, we are being chastised and disciplined. We are being disciplined of the Lord, okay, for that time being. All right, this is, oh boy, someone calling me. Salakia, give me a second. Give me a second. Someone's calling. Salakia. All right, this is Job 5 and verse 17. It reads, "Behold, happy," which this is what I read before. I'm going to read it again. "Behold, happy is the man whom the Most High correcteth. Therefore, despise not thou the chastening of the Almighty." Actually, I didn't read this. Okay, right? So he's correcting us right now. He's leading us in a particular path that we have to walk right now. It's a strict path. It's a straight path. This is why the pleasures that you want, that you see people have in the world, which you feel like should be easy to you, easy at you, whether it be starting a business or whatever, it should be simple to you. No matter how much work you put in, the Lord is preserving you from certain things. Understand it's for your benefit, brothers. It's not for discomfort, because like I said, when the playing field, even when it comes to money, when the playing field is evened out, we're going to be rich. You understand what I'm saying to you? We're going to be likened unto the wealthy. Right? Because when people are starving, if you got a bread, you're like someone who's wealthy. Okay? You have to think about it like that. All right? And when all hell breaks loose and these women have no more desire in these celebrities and the blue check and all this vanity, they're going to want the men of the Lord, baby. That's what they're going to want. That's what they're going to come to. You know, and there's going to be certain women that's going to have first dibs because they might have believed in the truth or whatever. I believe they'll have first dibs to some extent, man, if this, if the spirit is with it, right? But either way, if they're sincere in this truth, then they're going to be delivered anyway. But the point is this, man, the women the Lord is preserving for us right now. So we got to go through this straight gate. And then at the end, all these things are going to be opened up to us, man. Like I said, that's part of the glory. The light, the men of the Lord being like the light that shineth more and more until that great day. That's us, man. All right. It says, "For he maketh sore and bindeth up." Is this not a grievous sore? Does it not feel like a sore is upon you? The hell that you catch in this world? You know, things that you should naturally have that you can't have access to. Is that not like a sore unto you? It says, "He woundeth and his hands make whole," but he will make whole, brothers. He will show you that this is not in vain, man. And he's going to show them that it was not in vain. Through us. Okay, it says, "He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. In famine, he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh." How valuable do you think we're going to be in that day? It says, "At destruction and famine, thou shalt laugh." See, like I said, when you have bread in a famine, you are rich. Okay? We're going to be part of the Billy Boy Club on this side, brothers, because they're not going to have access to these things, man. But the Lord has made provisions. It says, I'm going to read the brother's scriptures in a minute, but it says, It says, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beast of the earth, for thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. See, you can't buy that. You can't buy the beast of the field being at peace with you, man. You can't buy that. All right? That could only come from the Father of spirits. All right? They're not going to be able to buy that, no matter how much money they had in the past, which is not going to be worth anything. Scriptures say that they're going to throw their gold and silver in the streets. All right? They cannot buy that. They cannot buy what the men of the Lord are going to have in that time. Now, this is Isaiah 41 in verse 1 for the brother Yakanan. It says, fear none. It says, fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel, I will help thee, saith the Lord, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. Right. And what greater help is there than Yahweh Shem Yahushai? It says, behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument having teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and shalt make the hills as chaff. All right. So, and that's when we come back down to establish order. But before that, the Lord said he's going to help us. And that's all we need to know. Okay, that the Lord is going to help us. And these people, they're not going to have no help. Now they got government assistance. They might have their business, the money from their business helping them. All of that is going to be wiped away. The only ones that's going to have the advantage is us. Everyone else is going to have one foot tied to the fence. And we're going to be free. We're going to be free. All right. Let's say if this is a soccer game, right? These people are going to have shackles and chains around their hands and their feet. But we're going to be free to play. And who do you think is going to score all the goals, man? Yeah. Going to be like Pele in this mug. All right. It says, this is Tobit 13 and 2. It says, I believe that's 13 and 2. Yeah. It says, for he doth scourge and hath mercy. He leadeth down to hell, right, which we're in hell now, and bringeth up again. Neither is there any that can avoid his hand. Now you have to remember, Isaiah 65 says that they're going to be going through hell and we're going to be in joy. They're going to be hungry, but we're going to eat. We're going to scream for joy. They're going to cry for sorrow of heart. So there's going to be a switch around. See, when this earth falls, when this place gets this stone flipped upside down, the Lord is going to set us up, man. And then, hey, does that mean we're not going to be going through nothing? No, of course. We're going to still have to go through that hell that's before us. All right? But we're going through it. We're going through it with the Lord showing us that he's dealing with us. Let's put it that way. All right? The Lord is going to show the men of the Lord that he's dealing with us. And that he's with us and that he's helping us and that he's protecting us. All right? But anything that we have to go through, it's gonna break down to faith at the end of the day. That's what it's gonna break down to. It's gonna boil down to faith. Okay. It says, "Be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh." This is 2 Ezra 2:27. Be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep. There we go with the water, brother. That's it. And be sorrowful. So wait a minute. Is not the time of trouble coming? Is that not coming? Is that not when the banks crash and there's cannibalism out in the streets and famine? Is that not the time of trouble? Jacob's trouble? Absolutely. Let's read that again. Be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others, meaning the people of this world, shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance. Wait a minute. Is that not? Hold on. When you look up the word rich, it literally means to have abundance. When you go into the scriptures and you look up the word rich, all right, like when it speaks about the parable of the rich man and his steward, it literally says to have an abundance. Like I told you, brothers, we are going to be rich. We're rich now spiritually, but it's going to be likened unto us being rich in that day. Because the Lord, even a lot of these bunkers and things like that that these devils have, where they think they're gonna go and they're gonna drink their wine and wait for the smoke to clear. No. Absolutely not. They're preserving that for the men of the Lord unknowingly. Okay? This is from Behold Yasharallah 144. It said, "Blessed are ye that Luke 6:21. Blessed are ye that hunger." Salaki, give me a second. Keeps dropping down. Okay. It said, "Blessed are ye that hunger now, for ye shall be filled. Blessed are ye that weep now, for ye shall laugh." What? Wait a minute. Yeah. Okay. And before the kingdom, we're gonna laugh too. Didn't the Lord say that because they didn't listen to the Lord, and they wanted to they cast His word behind Him, and all these different things? Proverbs 1, the first chapter, that He will mock and laugh at your calamities, man. He's gonna laugh through His men. All right. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. All right. It says Luke in verse 25, Luke 6:25 says, "Woe unto you that are full." Right? Because the people of this world, they're full right now. "Ye shall hunger. Woe unto you that laugh now, for ye shall mourn and weep." Right? So the people of this world, they're full. They have no problem getting the women. They got no problem, they're popping bottles every day, and they ain't catching the hell you're catching. They ain't going through no mental strife and demons fighting them. They're good. They're, and if they are, then they're two-time losers. Because they're doing that in unrighteousness. They ain't suffering for righteousness' sake. You understand what I'm saying? But overall, compared to us, they ain't going through nothing like that. Them people that's jumping off of buildings and shit, they're just weak in the spirit. The scriptures speak about if your faith fail when in tribulation, that your strength is weak, something along those lines. These guys, they're weak. So they got that weak sauce dripping, man. That weak sauce, man. That's why you got them Edomites. They'll lose particular deals, or the stock market will crash and they'll go nosedive off of a damn 18-story building, man. That's a weakling, man. Okay, Jake is used to being a base, man. These devils, they can't handle any abasement. They think if they have 10 million in the bank, right? Oh my God, they say, how can I live? A bunch of losers, man. But compared to us, they ain't going through nothing, man. Truthfully speaking. So there's about to be a switch around, man. There's about to be a switcheroo, and they're about to start catching some major hell. All right. This is Proverbs 13:22. Matter of fact, hold on. Hold on, the brother Yakanan, right? Yeah. Let's get Isaiah 65:13. It says, "Therefore, thus saith the Lord, behold." Matter of fact, let me get it on this side. Let me get Isaiah 65 real quick. One of my favorite scriptures, man. This is Isaiah 65 in verse 11. It says, "But ye are they that forsake the Lord, that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that troop, and that furnish the drink offering unto that number," right? Which that troop represents Esau, Edom, speaking about these sellouts. "Therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. Because when I call," and when you sell out to the troop, you get a lot of benefits with that. There's benefits to selling out to the troop. And anyone that's not in this truth, that's not fighting for Yahweh Shem Yahushai, ultimately they're sellouts. It says, "Ye did not answer when I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not." Right? They weren't keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. And what does the scripture say? When a man departed from evil, he maketh himself a prey. We're a prey to the demons. We're a prey to the people of this world, which are controlled by demons. All right? And this is why we go through what we go through. Like I said, sometimes you'll see people, pissing you off, and it might be one particular spirit that's following you and jumping on different people. And I've seen that. Okay, through the spirit, what I recognize as like a similar spirit jumping on different individuals that was basically just harassing me. All right. It says, therefore, thus saith the Lord power, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. And that's what's coming to the people of this world, man. They're about to be ashamed. They're about to be put to shame, and the men of the Lord are about to be lifted up. Then shall they know whom are my chosen. Then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them, man. And that's when the women are going to be knocking on our doors, man. And you don't got to take no overweight chick. You don't got to take no chick with missing teeth. You check what you want, man. And you ain't gonna have. We definitely ain't accepting no goddamn attitude in that. You ain't gonna have not any sign of the slightest disrespect, man. You gonna be out there for the wolves, man. See, the time of mercy is now. That's the time when the mercy is shut off, man. See, now a brother might deal with a little, a chick might get out of line. You gotta put her in her place every now and then. Cool. In that time, ain't none of that happening, man. Ain't none of that. That time is over, man. And they better check themselves with that even on this side. Because if a man of the Lord says, man, he don't want to deal with you no more, hey, chances are you're not making it, man. Chances are you ain't making it, man. You'll make it all right. You'll make it right to a concentration camp. All right? So anyways, man, that's something that was on my spirit. Let me read a couple of these scriptures here. A couple of, will we have sex with the women in that time, or are we just going to be protecting? Hey, brother, nothing comes for free, man. First of all, when they say that, let us be called by thy name, what does that mean? That means that let us be called by thy name means they're being married unto you. Okay? And how do you consummate marriage according to the scriptures? You consummate marriage according to the scriptures through sex. Machaya, Babakusha Machaya, put on the scripture dealing with when in Genesis, when Rebecca saw Isaac. Okay, when she lighted off of her camel, she saw Isaac. The way you consummate marriage, there's no marriage without sex. That's why when they say, let us be called by thy name, means let us be married unto you. That right there is entailing sex. They're not expecting you to pay them to protect them for no reason. Because they're just liabilities at that point, right? It's like, okay, I don't need you around me. You understand what I'm saying? I don't need an extra mouth to feed or whatever. You see? So that's the thing. So in that day, that's not going to be the case. Okay? In that day, it's going to be a thing of Mahaya, Baba Kusha, put that, one of you brothers put that scripture up, man. The scripture dealing with Rebecca. Okay, the water, brother. The water. It's the brother Yachanan, and he got it. Yawachanan, Salakia, Yawachanan. Okay, it says Genesis 24:67. It says, and Isaac brought her into his mother's Sarah's tent. This is when he first met Rebecca. Okay, it said, and Isaac brought her into his mother's tent and took Rebecca, and she became his wife. What do you think he was doing in the tent? All right, yeah, he was getting it in the tent, and that's how she became his wife. It wasn't from a ceremony. And he loved her, and Isaac was comforted after his mother's death. Right. So it wasn't based upon no ceremony. It was based upon him going in the tent and laying with her. The same thing with in Tobit, where he went in unto that particular. No man could marry her because no man could consummate the marriage through sex. Every man that came to her died because of that particular demon, Hasmodeus. All right. But the son of the son of Tobit, I believe it was. I believe it was Tobias. Okay, he was able to go in onto her. All right, and that's how the marriage was consummated. So yes, the answer to your question is yes. You'll be having sex with those women, of course. Those are gonna be if they're accepted, they're gonna be our wives at that particular time. That's what it's gonna be. Okay, that's what it's gonna be. Okay, but it's gonna be to a point where there's gonna be so much offers that we're just gonna be turning away most of them. The mass majority is gonna say, nah, I'm good. And there might be, if the spirit is with a couple of them, then those be the ones that we might find attraction to and deal with, man. Now, if you ask me if there's a possibility, if there's a woman that I would, if I have the power, and if there's a woman that I would protect that I might not deal with, yeah, there's certain women that I could think about in the world that I'm not even necessarily attracted to, but they've done particularly nice things, or they did particular things in my, it's very, very few. I'm thinking like one or two in my mind, that kind of gave good energy. I'll say that. And in my mind, I'm like, if that time comes, I'll just deliver them just because of that. Yeah, there's that case. And I'm not even necessarily attracted to them. All right. But listen, at the end of the day, women are made for men's pleasure. That's why a woman is on the earth anyway. Okay. First and foremost. All right. What's this about? Shalom, brother. Shalom, the brother Shaquat. Zondervan Bible Compact Dictionary. Marriage is an intimate, beautiful. Marriage is an intimate, personal union to which a man and woman consent, consummated and continuously nourished by sexual intercourse. Listen to this one. Listen to that, brother. You're welcome, brother. All right, I am the bar. Okay, it says yeah. Yeah, right. Well, the thing is this, though. The Lord is going to have it where the men of the Lord are all right. There's going to definitely be pockets of times where we're going to be as pilgrims on the earth, but there's going to be pockets of times where we're going to be able to chill, man. There's going to be pockets, okay, of times where we're going to be able to chill because he said that we're going to be sing for joy. Okay, you're going to be singing for joy and you're constantly on the run. No, you're going to be times where you're going to be chilling. All right, and praising Yahweh Shem Yahushua for taking this goddamn place down and preserving you, man. All right, this is let me read that again though, brother. This brother put a very good point. Kingdom Come By. It says marriage is an intimate personal union to which a man and woman consent. Which that's I mean, Esau put that in. Consent is what? What, do they have to agree? No, they don't have to agree because a lot of times the parents are the ones that brought them together. But listen to the last part. It says consummated and continuously nourished by sexual intercourse. That's how you consummate a marriage, man. That's what it's all about, man. You see a woman, you're around a woman you're attracted to, man. What do you think, at the end of the day, what are you thinking about, man? Okay? So that's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. And, I mean, Lord willing, that was edifying. That was just something that was on my spirit. Lord willing, this was edifying to the hopeful elect out there. And, yeah. And that's pretty much all I had, man. So with that, I'll say shalom. Y'all Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Kakadash Brakathum. The water to you brothers that put the comments on the comment board in the scripture. Shalom.